Hello everyone, this is your girl Robin Shockley with the Focus Forward with Robin show. We are here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network in Atlanta, Georgia, here at the 400 Parkway at the Galleria. Listen, we have got an amazing show today, so make sure you get your seats and you kick back, get you a cup of tea, get you a glass of wine, get you some coffee, whatever it is you want, some water, and you're going to hear all about the actor's world. I've got some amazing people that are going to be my show today, and we got some things to talk about. I want to know their why story, why they do what they do, and what projects that they're working on now. Maybe something that somebody says today will be an encouragement to you, because everybody has a story. Everybody has a reason why they do something, and that's what Focus Forward Robin is all about. Let's talk a minute about our sponsors today, and I'm so excited because I have so many things to talk about. I just come off an amazing high from a great weekend that I had, which was phenomenal, and guys, I am on the cover of this amazing magazine. I got myself in the room a couple of months ago and for a martial arts event. Actually, I was there to receive an award and to present awards. And I went to a tournament, a martial arts tournament. You know, I know a little bit about martial arts because of my father, Professor Gary Lee. And the gentleman who is the founder and the president, CEO of the MMASC, with the martial arts industry for the Midwest community, he has a magazine, and he wanted me to write an article about my experience in Missouri. So I did. This weekend, he surprised me and gave me my book, my magazine that I'm on the cover with Dr. John Williams, and I'm also an ambassador with Dr. John Williams with Come On Inc. Incorporated, and now I'm the new face of the Extraordinary People Awards. You want to get a copy of either of these magazines, make sure you contact me, and I will get you in contact with the proper people, because there's some good information. This particular magazine goes international, all around the world with the Extraordinary People Awards. That is so cool. I have another magazine that is international. One of my guests that's in the room today is on the cover with me, Mr. Jeff Smith, and I'm actually a contributing writer for this magazine every time the submission comes out, and I write about food, I write about places that I travel to, and I also do interviews with different people, and I just write stories in here. And so if you would like to get a copy, get in touch with Miss Tangi Roseborough. She is the founder of the Pain to Purpose magazine, and she's got a lot of interesting articles. This particular month for October, this one came out, and it's all about domestic violence. But there is a particular article that's in here that I wrote called Unity in the Community, and it was based out of my hometown, Travelers Rest, South Carolina, and I write about, division and diversity, and about having unity with different cultures, and about the walk that took place this summer. So you want to get a copy of this book. It's called Pain to Purpose. Reach out to me. I'll be glad to get you in touch with the founder and the writer of this magazine and get your copy. We also have something else, which is my very own book, which is a devotional called Catching the Vision to Focus Forward with a New, Brave, and Bold Life. This is a devotional not just for women, it's for men and women. And what it does, it just helps you go through understanding, what your purpose is in life and how you can catch that vision, rise up and catch what is for you. It helps you to think a thing, believe a thing, and achieve a thing. I have devotions with messages such as Bible verses, and then a challenge, and then a prayer at the end. So you want to get a copy of this, message your girl Robin Shockley, and I'll get you a copy. One of my other sponsors that I have is the Scars of Survival magazine with Miss Sathia Callender. I'm a contributing writer for her magazine as well. It's a domestic violence magazine, and there's women from all over the country and the world who actually write articles about their stories and how they can be encouraging to you if you've gone through some trials and tribulations concerning domestic violence. So get in touch with me. I can get you a copy of that magazine as well. And my very last sponsor, who is very special to me, is Heart of the Carolinas. This is located out of Malden, South Carolina. It is a home care service company that was founded with two childhood best friends, Andre Harrison and Frank Henderson, and I help with the marketing for them. And so what we do is we go into the homes of senior citizens or those that need our service, the TLC, where sometimes family members can't spend time with them because of work and they have to be on the go or doing different things. We go into the home and we nurture them. We help them with their prescriptions. We take them on trips. We take them to doctor visits. We get them to the grocery store, and we just spend that TLC time with them that they need. So if you're interested, all you have to do is contact myself, Robin Shockley, or you can go to their website, which is www.heartofthecarolinasc.com, or you can call them at 864-990-4345. So that is our sponsors for today. I am so excited for the show. We're going to dig right in. We're going to take a brief commercial break. Look at the flyers. Look at the people that we're going to be showcasing today, because I'm so excited they're on this program. Y'all stay tuned and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. This is your girl, Robin Shockley, here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network here in Atlanta, Georgia. I'm so excited to be here today because I'm telling you, my show is a lot different than a lot of the regular shows. I always have people come on my show to talk about themselves, talk about why they do what they do. I want to dig deep and understand their purpose, because there's somebody out there, you could be going through a stuck situation right now and you need a little bit of lifting up to know how you can overcome and rise to the top. So, with that being said, I have an amazing man with me today, Mr. Frank O'Brien. Welcome, Frank.
Thank you, Robin. Pleasure to be here.
Yes, I'm so glad that you're here. Now, let's talk a minute for how we know each other. How did we meet?
We met a couple of years ago,
Okay.
I guess it was, and through my partner and myself, Jeff, in regard to a script that we had written together about domestic violence.
Yes, that's right. We met at Papa's and Beer
On Haywood
on
Road.
Haywood Road, and we
Yeah.
had an amazing meal, but we had a great conversation.
We did indeed.
And yeah, and we went a little deep. We talked about some childhood issues, and it was really good. I really got connected with you, and I could relate because I've been through some things, and so we could relate to similarities on a lot. And
Yeah.
so, but Frank, tell me a little bit about who you are today and what it is that you do.
I'm a retired commercial real estate developer and broker. Did that for about 40 years in Greenville. Retired a little while back. Still do it a little bit every so often. But I took hang gliding off of my bucket list when I hit about 60 years old.
Aw, I want to do that.
And decided to replace it with something that was really just so far out for me that,
Okay.
Would be challenging and whatnot. And just by chance, I ended up becoming an extra in a movie that was filmed up in North Carolina.
Okay.
And
What movie was that?
It was the remake of Dirty Dancing.
Okay.
And the bug bit me. I mean, it was just a fantastic.
Now, how did you get connected to be an extra in that? What did you do? Did somebody tell you about it, or did you go research it, or?
They did. Someone told me that they were looking for classic cars to use in the background.
Okay.
And I have a 64 Malibu, and I took it up there, but it has tinted windows.
Okay.
And they did not have tinted windows
Okay.
back then. So the guy said, well, if you want to walk over to the window there, they may can use you as an extra.
Okay.
And I said, well, sure. And so that's how it got started.
So you kind of got the feel of being in that atmosphere of getting in the room and letting
Exactly.
the room work for you.
That's
Everybody
right.
knows that's my motto.
That's right.
Oh my gosh, that's awesome. So you kind of got that actor fever.
The bug, it was amazing. I mean, on both sides of the camera. I mean, not only just kind of being in the background for the filming side, but from the crew side. I mean,
Okay.
some of those guys are just absolutely amazing on how they coordinate with each other and they get everything done, and they just instinctively seem to know what to do.
So tell me what happened next?
Went into a couple of small short films again with my partner Jeff. We did a
Yeah, you want to
little-
get connected to Jeff. We'll talk about that in a little bit.
I just grab
Yeah.
hold and ride and
Yeah.
hang on. We did a show, Outcast. We were together in a movie called Act of Terror, and it just kind of built from there.
Okay.
And I have an agent in Spartanburg, South Carolina. That
Okay.
is Stisa Talent Agency. Great set of folks there. And they have helped me in so many different ways.
Okay.
And I've had
So
some nice
so
shows.
you feel that it's important to have an agent to get to where you want to go?
You know, short answer is yes, but then again, not necessarily. You know, I know there are plenty of folks, including my friend Jeff here, that does extremely well without an agent.
Okay.
But the agent does have an opportunity to connect you with some casting people that may be a little bit tougher to get
Okay.
into early on.
Okay. Yeah, I know, and I'm learning this because I'm new to the actress world. This is my first year of acting, and so I've made a lot of connections. I've done plays, I've done films and movies. Now work on TV series stuff, and but I hear the pros and the cons.
Yeah.
And I because of the people that I'm surrounded with, they give really good advice to say, hey, make sure you pay attention to this, make sure you pay attention to that. And I'm like, okay, I'm just going to be out here connecting people. I'm kind of like Jeff. We just
Right,
out here
right.
connecting people.
Yeah.
And so, so I do hear the pros and the cons of
Yeah.
having an agent and such. But I do hear great things about it. And matter of fact, I will give a little plug because I think you're with the same casting as my friend Alicia Linton. Because what's the name of your
Stisa Talent Agency, yeah. I think
Yes,
so.
yes,
Yeah.
because I went, when I saw her do a little plug for them, I went on their page and I was like, and then I saw you. I was like, there's Frank. I know him. So I thought that was kind of cool. So that obviously doing something right because they got two amazing, great people. Yes.
Thank you,
Okay,
thank
there's
you.
your little plug, Alicia. Okay. So Frank, tell me something that you currently have been working on, something you just finished up, right?
I guess the last thing is was a full featured film called Jack Be Nimble.
Okay.
It is still being edited. It hopefully will be released next year.
Okay.
And we filmed in Baltimore, Maryland, for about 2 weeks. The story is a wonderful story. It's really kind of different, kind of neat. It was written by and directed by a fellow named Steve Wallet.
Okay.
It was the most wonderful atmosphere I'd ever been on in my entire life.
Really?
The
There
set.
were a lot of people in that set because
There
I
were-
seen a photo of all of y'all.
Yeah, it was, and it was amazing on how we just kind of gelled just all of a sudden. It was a set like I'd never been on before. I mean, it was
Yeah.
sheer like family. And usually when you're done, you're kind of ready to leave and go on home. It was It was horrible to leave. We didn't want to leave each other.
Oh,
We wanted
yeah.
to kind of
You
hang
like
around.
them like that. That's
Yeah,
you
yeah.
want that. Yeah.
It was really nice, and had some good people there. Vernon Wells was the main star. He played Jack and Jack Be Nimble, and I played an 80-year-old man, and we were in a retirement center.
An
together.
80-year-old man.
80-year-old
What did they
man.
do? What did they do to make you look 80 years old?
You know, the makeup artist, she was really pretty good, actually. You know, they just put a lot of streaks and lines on my face to kind of accentuate the wrinkles that are already there. And I had a little hat, and I had this sweater that
Yeah.
my wife found at Goodwill. It cost $0.25.
Yeah,
And,
that's the best place to
sleeveless.
go.
And before I left there, I had some of the cast and the crew offer me $10, $12 for it. You know,
Really?
you could double, triple, quadruple your money. You know, but
Yeah.
I kept it as a memento.
Memento.
Yeah, it was
One
great.
of my girls that I did a movie with, Southern Tea, was in that. Michelle Houston Brown.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
she was in that. I saw.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yep. I've done some things with Michelle, and she's a quite a young lady.
Yeah. So what, I know you said you fell into it, by accident, so to
Right.
speak, and then you just got the little bug, that little fever. What do you think gives you that courageous spirit to say, okay, I'm just going to jump in here, I'm going to pursue it? Because there's people out there and they're thinking, how do I get myself in a room? How can I focus, on pursuing this,
Yeah.
even if it's a hobby or you want to make it as a career, how can you encourage somebody with that?
Well, with me, since I took hang gliding off my bucket list, I didn't want to be a chicken, so I went to something that was going to be equally as difficult in a way. But I think the bottom line is on something like that is don't let anyone tell you you can't just because they couldn't.
That's
You
right.
know,
That's right.
just do what you want to do. Just go at it with 100 miles an hour and without regard, and
Yeah.
just see what happens. It gets tough when you start holding back and worrying about what somebody may think or what
Oh,
somebody
that's
may do.
big.
Yeah,
That's
you can't
big.
do that.
Because if you get focused on what somebody else's opinion is of you, you're just going to be held in a box and you're never going to expand
right.
to your purpose and walk in what your potential is.
That's right.
And so that's really good. Now, you've grew up, you had some issues and things growing up as a child and such. You want to kind of elaborate a little bit about that to think maybe how you
Sure.
can incorporate that with your purpose today?
Certainly. I grew up in a divorced family when I was about 4 years old, and this is back in the early 60s,
Okay.
when it was just absolutely taboo to do something like that.
Mm-hmm.
And the parent that I lived with was an alcoholic, and it started at that early age and went on probably for 40 years. And I went through the trials and tribulations of living with an alcoholic and trying to determine whether or not it was my fault, whether or not there was anything I could really do about it. And there was quite a bit of emotional abuse, even though it wasn't directly intended. It's always there in any type of abuse. I don't care what kind it is,
That's right.
physical,
That's right.
sexual, it doesn't matter. There's an emotional component to it. And finally I started getting a little bit older and listening a little bit. I used to always think, if you really love me, you'll quit. Well, they can't necessarily do that. It is a disease.
Yeah.
And they have to go through a process if they can get there of getting off that disease. But I finally realized that it was not my fault, that I had,
That's right.
no matter how much I was blamed for it.
Yes.
And it's basically just persevering. But I think if you can cross that threshold of understanding that it is a disease, and not always is it something intentionally where they want to harm you. Sometimes it is, but in a lot of cases it's not. And but it affects everybody, everyone that it touches. It's one of those diseases that.
So what happened was it became a cycle with you as well.
Sure.
Yeah,
Yes.
as you got older and grew up and such. And so how did you beat this? How did you overcome?
For me, I think it was the grace of God, actually, because when you have parents that are alcoholics, you are 3 and 4 and 5 times more prone to become one yourself. My sister did, my aunt did. I had grandparents that were. I sat up one day, I was in college, and of course we were out doing what we would do, and I just sat up one morning and I said, I'm headed in the wrong direction, and I did not want to be like that.
Wow.
And,
You were in college and
yeah.
you got that.
So I cut out all the real nonsense in regard to alcohol. Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, that's powerful because there's a lot of, I have people from, matter of fact, I just met a group of Clemson students this weekend, so they may even be watching this, but, there's people that are in college today and there's parents of college students today and they're worried and they're concerned, with their children because they're out there doing things and they're out there partying and stuff like that and they're worried that, they could get into a deep pit. And how can you be an encouragement, to help a mom, or dad, to say how they can be there for their child, maybe because you missed out on some of that,
Right.
So how you as a parent today and what you went through, how can you be an encouragement to a parent to say, hey, you know what, to be there for their child?
I think the very most important thing is don't hide it. Talk about it as early as you can. My youngest son is really when that kicked in for me. And I started talking to him about alcohol and drugs at the age of 5 years old, somewhere around in there.
You made him aware.
Yeah, and the thing about alcoholism that is so alarming is that it gets you before you know you've been gotten. You think you're in control of it. You think that you can handle it. but in all actuality, it's absorbing you
Yes.
faster than you think it is.
Yeah.
And the next thing you know, you're dependent upon it, and it
Wow.
comes out of the blue.
You're absorbing it faster than you think it is.
Exactly.
Wow.
It gets you before you know it. That's the insidious part of that disease. It's just it's a sneaky thing.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Frank, I'm so glad that you took the time to come all the way from Greenville, South Carolina,
Oh,
like
wonderful.
me, to be on this show
Yeah.
and just to tell a little bit about your journey and your story and stuff. So,
Sure.
so how can people get in touch with you? They get in touch with you or your casting agent? How can they do that?
Anything that have to do with acting, contact Lisa or Steve Lopez at Stisa Talent Agency in Spartanburg, South Carolina. And with me, I'm on Facebook at the moment, Frank O'Brien, so hit me up there if you need to. And look forward to hearing from anybody. Thank you.
Awesome, awesome. Well, thank you so much for
Thank
being
you.
on the show. Guys, this has been great. Stay tuned because we're going to have his partner, his buddy, come on here and talk about some things that they've done together, all right? They're going to talk about some of the things that they've done together, and we'll be right back. Welcome back, everyone. Thank you so much for tuning in to the Focus Forward with Robin show. We're talking about actors. We're talking about things that we've got going on in our lives today and how we can come from our pit situations and move into our purpose, and we can live life to the fullest. And I've got a great friend who literally is a great friend of mine on the show with me today. I'm connected to a lot of things because of this guy, and I welcome you, Jeff Smith, for being on my show.
Appreciate you having me.
Yes, I'm excited. Well, listen, we're going to talk about me and you, but how did we meet? We met the same time.
My buddy Frank O'Brien, we all met at Papa's and Beer in
Yes,
Greenville.
yes, because you and Frank wrote a script together, 2 scripts, wasn't it?
Yep.
2 scripts. What were those scripts?
Both of them's on domestic violence and alcoholism, abuse in the home.
Yeah.
And, I brought it to his attention last year
Uh-huh.
that I wrote, I was dabbling on some paper, and he took it from there and,
Yeah.
brought the vision to life. I know, it was my idea, but he brought it on home
And then,
for me.
and then y'all turned it into the film festival, and we went down there, and you
Yeah.
got in like one of the top
We got
categories for that.
semi-finalists for both of them down
Yeah.
in Columbia, South Carolina. So,
That was pretty
Oh,
awesome,
yeah, yeah.
and and I made some connections while I was down there because
Yes.
I'm gonna get myself in the room. I was invited to come down there, and I'm like, yes, I'm gonna go. I'm gonna be supportive and the reason why I was going to support, I support pretty much everybody that I can connect to, but especially people that are my friends. And Jeff has become an amazing friend of mine over the last couple of years. I am who I am sometimes with the acting that I'm doing today because of you, because we're going to talk about this new thing that you're working on. Well, actually, you just finished it a couple of months ago,
Right.
and it's in post-production, which is Justice Through Redemption. It's a T-Wid film. T-Wid, is that how we pronounce it? T-Wid Films by Walt Diddy himself. He is the screenwriter. Producer
Director.
and director, screenwriter, producer, director. He's all over the place. We love him. We love Walt Diddy. And you gave my name to him.
I did.
Yes.
He was looking for somebody to play an extra part, and I said, how about connect with Robin Shockley? She'll be awesome for you. So
And I love it.
Yeah.
I love it because I met Anna Stadler, who's going to be on the show at the end, and then I met Graham,
Right.
who was the makeup artist, and then Tamaris, who's actually another film
Right.
director. I mean, I met so many different people, and I didn't get to meet and Angela and Michael, Matt, yes, that was pretty cool. And so it was really cool just to meet people. I love meeting people. But let's talk about, what is Justice Through Redemption? Tell me about this movie, because I mean, I know my little part that I have in it, but I was just excited to be in it. Tell us a little bit about it.
Justice Through Redemption is a film based on the detective. He's done got down on his luck. He's become an alcoholic. He's become taking drugs.
Okay.
He's done lost his wife through a divorce. His daughter's leaving him, taking the grandkids out of the state.
Okay.
Ain't gonna be able to see them no more. So a mysterious lady comes in town
Okay.
for him to solve the murder of
Okay.
the person that killed her brother.
Okay.
So she kind of put him back on track a little
Okay.
bit, and that kind of turned his life around a little bit. So that's pretty much.
So
well,
what kind of movie would you
probably
call
sort
this?
of a suspense,
Drama,
thriller, a little
thriller.
bit drama.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. So is it what? I guess what would be the appropriate for it? Like, would it be age appropriate for it?
Probably PG-13.
PG-13? Okay.
PG-13. Yep.
All
Yeah.
right, all right. So with Justice Through Redemption, how did you land this role? Because you're the leading actor in this.
It was 3 years ago. I submitted my audition to play a part in it. It wasn't so much as what I did.
Uh-huh.
And he contacted me last year and said, I'm bumping you up to the lead role.
Wow.
So he's been watching me through the years and seeing everything I've been doing.
Ooh, that's a key nugget right there. He's
Yep.
been watching him through the years of the things that he's done.
So he, playing the detective roles, playing the cop roles, that positioned me in that part. So,
Wow.
that's
Wow.
the reason he contacted me.
So have you always how long have you been an actor?
I've been doing it for close to 15 years.
Wow.
I started out in Wilmington, North Carolina, if anybody remembers, Under the Dome or Sleepy Hollow, that's where I became an extra, doing that.
So
And
you
then-
started out being an extra like
started out
Frank.
being an extra,
Okay. All right. I did too, y'all. Just saying. And Karan Joseph Riley
Yep.
and Lim Collins, the fellas. I was an extra. And I was told, do not say I'm a background.
Right.
Karan corrected me and said, do not say you're a background because you're just as important as everybody else. And I was like, that's right, I am. So I know.
Background extra is just as important as the main character.
That's right, because you're needed.
Yep.
You're needed. So that was your start to get into
Right.
acting, and so you just kind of like Frank got that
Everything,
fever. And,
just kind of submitted to, casting calls, just kept on.
yeah, yeah.
So, then I'm getting more and more stuff, past 2 or 3 years.
Because
Been growing.
I noticed you travel everywhere. You go to Tennessee a lot.
I go to
and-
Tennessee, I go to Virginia, I go to Charleston, just.
So you're like me. You like being on the go.
Yeah.
Wow,
I
wow.
just come back from Tennessee 2 weeks ago, working with the same casting company I've been working with for a year and a half.
So is this something that you're very passionate about now, you would say? Because you have a full-time job.
Yes.
So how do you make time to balance acting in with your full-time job?
If I'm connected with something, then I'll have to just take time off.
You just take time off. Okay, if you feel like that's something worthy of your time
if
to
it's
connect
worth,
with.
if it's worth the time and effort,
Yeah.
being in the room, connecting with different directors, actors, networking.
Networking.
That's,
You're like me. You are a big networker because, Jeff will send me inbox messages and say, hey, they're casting for this, or, I've got you connect, somebody's looking at me and you, and this and that, and I'm thinking, thank you, because this is all new to me. He's kind of helping me understand. I'm so blessed, like I said earlier, I'm so blessed to have people to help me with this, because I am new at doing this, but you're seasoned. You're 15 years in this. Wow. Now, and it's amazing because now you're being bold and brave to step out in to the actors world. You've have a past too, because we are actually on the cover together of Tangi Roseborough's magazine. it's Pain to Purpose. And there's Jeff right there, and there I am. And because it's about domestic violence in the month of October. Because you have a little story about that because of some of the things. And it's a little story, but it's real to your heart.
Right.
So tell us a little bit about that.
Well, it's similar to my buddy Frank's. You know, grew up, had an alcoholic father, you know, abusive to my mother. I witnessed this when I was 4 or 5 years old. You know, there's nothing I could do.
Yeah.
It's being so young, so it's kind of embedded in your memory throughout
Okay.
your younger years and your adult years.
Okay.
And that's, you know, that's what got me in, pushed me more into acting, more into writing, and getting my story out to people.
So that was like therapeutic
Therapeutic,
for
yeah,
you.
yeah.
Yeah, that's not how it's been for me. I
Right.
love to write, and so writing is very much therapeutic for
Right.
me. So how do you feel about going through the process of your healing and stuff? Do you feel that you have advanced further than you were maybe a year ago or 2 years ago or 5 years ago?
You know, it's still with me. I mean, you can't, you sort of advance every day.
Yes,
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
you just got to take one day at a time. You know, some days can be worse than others.
exactly.
Like, you know, like with anything.
Yeah.
So writing for these 2 magazines, you know, it kind of brought out more and more.
And
know,
talking about
talking
it.
about it, yeah.
Talking about it. Because, first of all, I want to say I'm so very proud of you because just even a couple of months ago,
Right.
it was very hard for you
Right.
because it was your first time speaking. And I
Yeah.
remember speaking into you and
Right.
trying to encourage you to tell you that, you know, because I remember the first time that I came public, you know, in a public place around people, strangers, some few I knew and some I didn't. And it was hard, you know, but once you get over that hump, I mean, I'm
Right.
listening to you
Right.
now and you're talking and you're not crying. And so, because I did
Right.
my first time, I was like bawling the first time. And so I am so proud of you
Right.
because you've really come far as being a domestic violence advocate. You've come so far just in the last couple of months because it is really hard. People don't understand, you know, these scars,
Right.
you know, that they stay with us and something can happen. I mean, something could happen. Somebody could say something. And even though you are healed, you know, you've forgiven or you've walked through your healing and stuff, but something could be said that could trigger just something so minor could trigger something and it could have you have a setback. And I've had that happen to me recently and it really shook me up.
Right.
It was really hard because I was like, oh, I'm not going back to that. I'm
Right.
not going back to that emotion. I'm not going to let emotions control me just because of what somebody said to me, you know?
From
because
where you've been through in your years, and then look where you've come now.
yes,
You
and
know,
that's what
that's-
you reflect
right.
on. That's what I speak on. You know, you take a time to reflect,
Right.
to get refocused, and then you refuel yourself. You get in there and you go for it more, and you're like, you know what? I'm going to be an overcomer. I'm
That's
going to
right.
be not just a survivor. I'm going to be a domestic violence overcomer. So, you know, we've heard 2 stories so far talking about that are actors. They've talked about, you know, growing up in a domestic violence home. And I know this isn't Domestic Violence Month, but domestic violence goes on every day, all day. So there's no particular time limit. It does not know a face. Okay, it just it attacks many faces. And so if you are a domestic violence person that's in the home right now and trying to get through it, listen to these stories. Share this story with somebody because these guys, they're making purpose with themselves. They're living their life now. They're pursuing their dreams. And it so happens to be being an actor and being a writer, you know, and they took their story and they put it in the form of a paper. And that's what was so amazing. So what gave you that creativity to say, you know what, I'm going to write it down because you said it was therapeutic for
Right.
you. So what was planted in you for you to do that?
Just listening to everybody that was around me that was going through the situation, just brought it out.
Wow.
It's time to tell my story.
It's time to tell your story.
You know,
That's
well,
right.
you know, most men don't tell the story. So I just had to do what I had to do.
You had to do. Well, Jeff, because Frank mentioned it already that you don't have an agent.
Right, I'm a free agent.
You're a free agent. I'm a free agent too. Just doing it on your own and
Right.
such. So if people, you know, watch this, because matter of fact, I got to make sure when this is over, I got somebody I need you to cast for. I
Okay.
got an email today because of getting in the room, making a connection. I got like 2 people that are looking for actors.
Okay.
So, but if they want to get in touch with you, what can they do?
You can go on Facebook, just like my buddy Frank. Jeff Smith. You can look me up, see everything I've done, all the work I've done.
Now, do you have a IMDb?
I got an IMDb. It's everything's posted on my Facebook
Because you've
page.
worked with some celebrities.
Yeah,
Who
yeah.
are some of the people you've worked with?
Denzel Washington's daughter, Eric Roberts, Daniel Radcliffe, Steve Buscemi, Clint Eastwood,
Robin Shockley.
Robin Shockley.
Yeah.
Frank O'Brien.
Yeah.
Anna
Stadler. Yeah. Yeah. Oh my gosh, you're in the room watching us. We are big, guys. We're speaking things into existence.
That's right.
Yes. Jeff, I'm so glad that
Thank
you
you.
come on the show today. I'm so glad that you shared a little bit of your story. Maybe
Right.
if you could say something positive to somebody out there that may, want to pursue their dreams and, do it like you. Just have a free agent. Just get out there. How can you encourage somebody to step into what their purpose is?
Just, if you get up every morning, just keep saying, I can do it. I can do it. When everybody else says you can't, just keep pushing forward, just like the little engine that could.
Yes.
Just keep going.
Yes.
Just keep going.
Yes. Okay. Awesome. Well, thank
Yep.
you so
Thank
much
you.
for taking the time to be on my show
Yes, ma'am.
today. Guys, this is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward with Robin. We are here talking about stories, talking about why we do things we do, what motivates us, who planted positive seeds in our lives, who planted negative seeds in our lives to show us, hey, you know what, we are overcomers. We can make things happen. We can live life on purpose. We're going to take a brief break, and we're going to have our last guest come on, Miss Anna Stadler. She is a young woman on the rise. She is an actress. She is phenomenal. I've watched several of her reels, and actually I've gotten to be a part of her life recently, and we're going to talk about that. Stay tuned. We'll be right back. Welcome back, everybody. This is your girl, Robin Shockley, with the Focus Forward Robin Show here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. Listen, we're talking about actors and actresses today, about movies and screenwriting and directing and all this stuff. And I need to mention something very important. I have Mr. Larry Durr has come out with a movie called Guns and Grams. Y'all know y'all been seeing my videos with Anthony Denard, my guy from 106liveradio.com. Let me tell you, he has got a movie that is in Baltimore this weekend, but it's sold out, unfortunately. However, guess what? He's coming to Atlanta on December the 4th. Okay, guys, get your tickets. You can go on Eventbrite under Guns and Grams. Get your tickets. This is a true-to-life story about guns, drugs, and gangsters. We all like them gangster movies, right? So this is a true-to-life story of what happened in Baltimore. And I'm so excited to be able to showcase this for Mr. Larry Durr. If you want an interview with Larry, message your girl Robin, and I will get you connected, because he is looking to get interviews in Atlanta with those connections. And even if you do it remotely and you can't do it in person, hit up your girl Robin, and I'll get you connected. So this has been a great show so far, and I've got an amazing guest. We saved the best for last. The woman, the young lady, the beautiful queen princess herself, Miss Anna Stadler.
Hi. Thank you for having me.
Yes, I'm so glad you're on the show today. And you came all the way. How many hours?
Did 5.5 hours.
5.5 hours to be in the room with me. I feel so special. Let's talk about who Anna Stadler is. Tell me a little bit about yourself.
Anna Stadler is obviously an actress, but above that, she saves animals, she fosters animals. I foster kittens at the local Humane Society. I love meeting new people. And obviously, this is my first time meeting you in person, which is amazing. Everything's been through virtual, which
We have done everything through virtual, and I will tell you, because Anna is actually my daughter. She plays my daughter in a TV series with CIA Media, Tony Wright, and I'm the pastor's wife, and she's my daughter. What's your name on there? I'm Amber, First Lady Amber.
I'm Megan.
And this is Megan, my daughter. Don't we look alike?
I see it, definitely.
Yeah. But I'm so excited to have you here in person, to meet you,
I know.
and to have you on this show because you're all over the place. You are really a young princess on the rise.
Very busy.
Yes, you are. How do you do it all?
I'm online schooled, so I'm still a high school student. I'm in
Okay.
12th grade. I'm a senior.
Okay.
And I chose online school in 11th grade, so that way it gives me the flexibility to
Okay.
go across the country if I want to. So that's very, very good.
Yeah. So Anna, tell us, how did you get started into acting?
It's something that's interested me pretty much my entire life. I pretty much came out of the womb and I was like, I want to act right now.
Really?
Yes.
So
ma'am.
how old were you?
I was probably about 4 years old, and I was putting on one-act plays for my family, and I would give them little tickets, and I was like, please come to the show. So it's always been something in
Wait
the back
a
of my
minute.
mind.
You did what now?
I
How
gave them
cute.
little tickets. I drew them with a pen, and I was like, come to the show. Just little one-act plays.
Yeah.
As of 9th grade, I started theater, and then I slowly transitioned to TV and film.
Wow, so you've been doing this for quite a while.
Yes, ma'am.
So how do you balance the time, with your home and family and stuff? Your parents obviously are supportive because
Very supportive.
because you're doing it right now. So
No, I'm very blessed to be surrounded with a very good circle of family and friends who have supported me through everything, encouraged me through everything, and they kind of help with the flexibility. My
Okay.
mom, she's wonderful. She has helped we call her the momager. She helps get me to places. My brother drove 5.5 hours. I'm very, very lucky to have him
kudos
as well.
to brother over there.
And my dad, he takes care of everything as well. So they've just kind of helped with the flexibility and everything like that. So I am able to do everything that I do.
Wow, wow. So what do you think was that ultimate desire for you to have to want to pursue an acting career? Not just for fun anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
I guess I could say it's always been sort of a passion of mine. You see people on television and you're like, hey, I want to do that. That looks fun. So that's kind of just what I thought of. I saw people on TV and I was like, I want to do that.
So who would you say that you maybe saw on TV that was an inspiration to you?
I would say Corey Monteith. He's from Glee.
Okay.
So
Okay.
something like that. Jennifer Aniston, I'm a huge fan of Friends.
Oh, Friend, you're so young. But Friend, that's it. We love our friends. Jennifer Aniston, she's amazing.
Oh, she's
actress.
wonderful.
Yeah, see, I like Sandra Bullock and Jennifer.
Sandra Bullock's awesome as
Yeah,
well.
yeah, and Jennifer Roberts. I love
Oh,
her.
definitely.
Yeah. You think I can get a connection with Eric Roberts over there, Jeff? To meet him. Yeah, you can hit me up? Okay, all right. But I love it. So you said Corey from Glee.
Yes,
that was
ma'am.
your inspiration. So what was it that made that be your inspiration?
I saw him and I was like, that looks fun. He's a very, very, very good actor, and I feel like he's very underrated. A lot of people don't know about him, and I saw him and I was like, that looks like something I could do. Looks like something that would be fun for me.
So what is it that makes you look into the depth of, say, watching a television show or watching a movie, and you're seeing an actor that's your age, and you're getting the courage to get out there and do more? What is it? What are some key nuggets that you look for when you're watching the films?
I feel like the normal person looks at a TV show or a movie and they just watch it. And I'm sure, as you know, as an actor, you look at it and you pick out each individual piece and you look at the way they portray lines and you look at the way they portray themselves in the movie.
Yes.
And there's just a different aspect to it for sure.
Wow. Do you have a YouTube channel?
I do not.
You need to create one.
Okay.
Because you know what I'm seeing right now? I'm seeing you speaking. I'm
Really?
seeing you speaking and sharing your experiences and just that simple question I just asked you and how you broke it down. So consider doing that. Mama,
I will.
Mama, consider that, okay? But anyway, so with getting out here into the world of acting, tell us some of the things and projects that you've worked on.
Justice Through Redemption, which I know you were a part of, which was amazing.
Yes.
That was fabulous. That was a lifetime experience. Nobody can experience that.
How
in my
did you get
opinion.
connected with Justice Through Redemption?
Demi and Chris Johnson, they are wonderful people.
They are.
Demi sent me an email and she said, hey, just contact Walt Diddy, who is also an amazing person.
He is.
And I was cast. And so
Wow.
it was, you know how it is.
Yeah.
Everyone's a family now.
Yes, yes. And the thing is, several I haven't even met, but I've just gotten connected with them because we share in Messenger and,
Exactly.
and connect with them on social media and such. So what is your role in this?
Elaine Wren is actually the daughter of the main character, and she kind of starts out kind of telling him what to do, but in a good way. They're very close, a tight-knit relationship, and she basically tells him, hey, you need to get your act together. You need to get this started. And we see that kind of transition throughout the entire movie,
Okay.
so it's really cool.
Wow. Okay. And then I saw your reel. There's a reel that you did where you're standing by a park bench or something with a young guy. What was that from?
That was from a short film that I did, and it was
Okay.
kind of like a little first date thing, and it's really funny. They
Oh.
find out that they're almost accidentally related, so they're like, that
Yeah,
kind of makes
that
it a
was
little
cute.
funny.
I saw that. That was so cute. So is there any type of films, because you are a young woman and I know your mom and dad are your covering, is there any type of films that you may have been presented that you think, oh, I just don't feel comfortable doing that, or has that happened to you yet?
There's been one, I try to get myself out there, kind of build my confidence a little bit, but there's been a couple that I've been like, oh, let me stray away from that, so to speak. I'm 17 years old.
Yeah.
So there's limited amount of
Okay.
things that I can do.
Now, I also saw where you were part of something to do with Teen Magazine. Tell
Yes,
us
ma'am.
about that.
So 17 Magazine contacted on Actors Access and sent out this thing and was like, hey, if you want to do like an X video, send in. So I sent in, not thinking anything of it, and they're like, hey, we want to have you in this. So that was a really surreal experience there.
I
Felt
used to
amazing.
love that magazine growing up. I loved it. So
Yeah,
I was
I
like,
do too. It was amazing.
yeah, it's still around.
It is.
I mean, it was around when I was a kid. So, yeah, I love it. I love it. So you're very beautiful. You have
Thank
that.
you.
You've got your makeup on and you look fabulous.
Thank you.
But you have that natural beauty, and a lot of people
Thank
are
you.
looking for that natural beauty as well. So, do you do any type of modeling?
I don't. I'm 5'2".
Really?
I would like
That
to
doesn't-
model.
honey. Listen, I've modeled, and I'm 5'3".
Oh,
so
there you go.
you know,
There
it
is
don't
hope.
They listen. Today's world, you know, you can be any size. You know, they do the thick women too. You know, you can be any size. You can look any way because different people in different paths are looking for different things. And
Right.
so, but you've got you can model your eyes. Are those real lashes?
They are.
Wow. I know, that's what I'm sitting here thinking. Your eyes, you could definitely model. Your eyes could model.
Thank
Literally.
you.
Yeah, y'all need to hit this girl up
Maybe
with
in the
some
future.
modeling. Yeah. Maybe. She's like, maybe in the
Maybe in the
future.
future.
All right. So Anna, what you got going on now? You got anything currently you're working on?
I'm going to be very, very busy this coming year, 2021.
Okay.
I've got a couple things. I've got something filming in California, I've got something filming in North Carolina, and I've got something filming in Europe. So
Europe.
Yes,
Oh
ma'am.
my gosh, your mama needs a buddy. Can your mama go? Yeah.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's exciting.
Some exciting things in the work for sure.
Oh my gosh, I love it. I love it. I love it. And we got the TV series we're working
We
on.
do.
Yeah.
I'm excited about that.
Yeah, that's going to be really fun with that. It's called Lucky 7. Y'all stay tuned for that. So, well, Anna, I am so glad that you came to
Thank
be
you
on
so
the
much for
show
having me.
today. Now, you're young, and there are mothers and fathers that are watching this, grandmas, aunts, and uncles and such, and some young people watch this too. Can you be an encouragement to somebody, maybe a parent, because you've had the support.
Right.
But maybe, there's somebody out there and they want to support their child, but they just don't, they think, I don't have the money to do it and stuff. It doesn't have to always take a lot of money, right?
Right.
So can you say something encouraging to the parents?
I would probably just say don't give up on them. I've been lucky enough to have parents that are incredibly supportive, but I understand where they would be coming from, where they're like, hey, maybe this isn't for you. But what I would say is just don't give up on them. Always support them, encourage them, find ways to help them in every way possible.
Have you dealt with insecurities yourself?
I have.
You have? Every time. I'm glad you said that. What kind of insecurities have you dealt with?
Just mainly confidence. Getting into the acting world's kind of tough because people will look at you and they're like, I don't know if you can make that or this and that. And obviously being a teen is just an insecurity as it is. So
Now, do you have trouble like with friends? Do you have any jealousy or friends jealous
I
of
don't.
what you
I
do?
have wonderful friends.
I love that. I love that. That's so awesome. And
It
see,
is.
that's good. You
Very blessed.
You're doing really well, and I wish you much
Thank
success.
you.
And I look forward to working with you with
look
Lucky
forward to
7
it.
and and even other things.
I
all
can't
right?
wait.
Thank you so much
Thank
for taking
you.
the time. Guys, this has been an amazing show. We're going to take a brief break. Anna shared, her passion, what she loves, and this veterinarian idea that you do with rescuing animals that's so adorable and so precious. We're going to be right back because we're going to wrap all this together and kind of tie this in, and we're going to be more encouraging words as we close out. Y'all stay tuned. Welcome back, everybody, to the Focus Forward with Robin show here at the Regina Sunshine Global Network in Atlanta, Georgia. I come down here every single month. It's the second Monday of the month where we go live at 5 and we let people come on here and talk about their pit to purpose stories. They share, what they've been through or why they're motivated to do what they do. I have advocacies come on. I have business people. I have actors such as these guys and writers, have pastors. So if you're interested in being a part of the Focus Forward Robin show live, because a lot of things people are doing virtual nowadays, but I like it's more personal. Regina tells me, Robin, you like it personal. I was like, yeah, I do. Because in person, you can really connect with the people better. And so if you're interested in being a part of the show, message me, let me know. I would love to get you connected in 2021. And also, if you're interested in possibly being a sponsor, because, it does cost to travel. It does cost to get down here and such. And I'm always looking for more sponsors who are willing to help support, the Focus Forward Robin brand and Robin Shockley as I travel everywhere and especially here. So I would love to connect with you about being a sponsor, and I promise you it'll be worth it. It's making impact. This is not just reaching here in Atlanta, it's reaching around the country and internationally. Other people in other countries are watching this. And so, we're here for a purpose. There's a reason why we're all here connected. There's a reason why, because I look at everything that we're doing in our lives, I never thought that I would be an actress. You maybe never thought that you'd be a writer. You maybe never thought that you would come to Atlanta, Georgia, and be next to Robin Shockley. Or maybe next to Anna Stadler. But you know what? We never know, what our purpose holds for us until we take that jump. And so that's what we talked about today. We talked about courage, and we talked about bravery and overcoming, our trials and our tribulations and such. And so with that being said, I'm thankful that you guys came on the show today, and I have a variety, of different ages that are on here, and we're all out here just trying to do the best that we can. So, what can you say is encouraging to our viewers that are out there and they watch this broadcast and they're thinking, well, you know what, I might want to be, an actor one day, or you know what, I've been jibber jabbing some notes down, or maybe I need to get connected with somebody and they can help push me to my purpose. What can you say to encourage them?
I say, take that leap. Get up in the mornings and push yourself. Start writing. If you've never wrote before, start writing.
Get a journal.
Get a journal.
Yeah.
Just push yourself, and just pray every day that God will lead you to where He needs you to be.
Exactly,
Yep.
exactly. What about you, Frank? What do you think? What do you think's been because a lot of things people go through struggles and they're like, they want to do it, but they think, oh, can I financially handle this? Because with me, with my story, I never knew I could be a published author. I never knew I could write for magazines. I never knew I could be a talk show host as I'm doing today. I never knew that I would be an actress, but I tapped into what my potential was, and what helped me was getting myself in a room. So what do you think is the biggest hurdle that people face today, and then what can they do?
I think one of the biggest hurdles for most people would be the confidence level, number one. Sometimes there's a little embarrassment level. They get a little embarrassed over something like this. But I really think that if you just take a look at it from the standpoint of the level at which you're going to be most comfortable. And for some people that can mean going straight out on stage and auditioning for a big role and getting it, and they're totally comfortable. Then there may be some that are a little bit shyer about it at first, and maybe just take some very small steps at first.
Yes.
Go to where you're comfortable. Don't go beyond that
Oh, I
too
love
soon.
that. I love
and
that.
just take it stepping stone by stepping stone. It'll lead you in the right direction if it's in your heart.
And the age thing doesn't even matter, right?
No, it does not.
It doesn't.
In fact, the younger the better.
The younger the better.
The younger the
yeah.
better.
So, but it doesn't matter because there's people that are like in their 70s that are still acting, because actors are needed everywhere, right?
An example, the lady that played on Black Panther, the older lady, she never acted in her life, and she got the main role of Black Panther.
Really?
Wow.
Wow, I didn't even
Yep.
know that. That's pretty amazing.
Yeah. So any age, don't let people talk you out of doing stuff that that you set your heart to do.
And don't let the fear
Right.
of not just not having that confidence, of the fear of changing who you are stop you. Because with me, my reason wasn't because I was scared to do it. I was scared that I would be going through that fake again, because I felt like I had lived a fake life for so many years, and I told my friends, I would joke with them, do you think I could be an actress? I'm interviewing them on the red carpet, and I'm like, you think I could be an actress? And they're like, yeah, you need to do it. I said, well, I don't want to fake it. And I remember my friend Tobias Arbon, he said, but Robin, you're not faking it. What you're doing is you're bringing that character to life,
Right.
because somebody needs to tap
Right.
into that. And when he said that, I'm all over it, because I'm like, okay, somebody needs to tap into what I'm bringing. And so some of the things that I've done have been domestic violence roles,
Yeah.
and so I've tapped into that, and I brought that to life. And so, don't let the fear and the lack of confidence be your discouragement, or thinking it's going to change you, because, just take it, like you said, a stepping stone by stepping stone. Anna, what would you say, especially with being a female actress, in this acting world, and there's a lot of competition out there.
There is.
There's a lot of competition. So what would be your greatest strength of encouragement to help somebody to take that leap, as Jeff said?
Kind of elaborating on that, like the age factor. Age doesn't matter. You can start when you're 3 years old, or you can start when you're 70 years old. So just looking in that mirror and saying, like, you can do this.
Yes.
You can do it.
You can do it. I'm a huge believer. Y'all both have said that about speaking it into yourself and waking up in the morning.
Right.
You know, I wake up every day and I do affirmations. That's one thing Regina has helped me with to know. But I speak life over myself. I speak affirmations of you know, I am a champion. I am a winner. You know, I have been born for a purpose for such a time as this. And I speak these affirmations over myself to build that confidence that you guys were talking about. So start from scratch. Just start speaking over yourself. See yourself in the future. See yourself as an actress. See yourself as an entrepreneur. See yourself, you know, as a writer, because you never know where it's going to take you. All I wanted, or all I thought was, I was just a common person, you know, but nobody's a common person. Everybody has purpose. And you know what? God told me one day, he said, Robin, you know, you think you don't have a gift or you don't have a talent, use your voice. And because I chose to use my voice, doors of opportunities. I've got myself in the room. I sow into other people. I go to events. I get myself in the room. I connect with people that are already advanced in
Networking
areas.
is the best thing to do.
Do what? Networking.
Networking.
Yes.
Network.
So get with people that can help you get to where you want to go, where you want to grow. So where you want to grow. Everybody knows. Get yourself in that room so you can sow where you want to grow. Guys, thank you so much
Thank you.
for being on this show. I'm so excited that you were here and took the time to be with me today and to travel the distance 4 and 5.5 hours. That is a long way just to be with me, and I value you. Kudos to Walt Diddy with Justice Through Redemption. Cannot wait for this film to come out. It's supposed to be coming out at the end of this year, I
Right.
believe. And we're so excited. We got the trailer. We'll put it in the video comments. That way you can see the trailer of what Justice Through Redemption is all about. Guys, remember, if you think a thing, you will believe it. And by gosh, you will achieve it. This is Robin Shockley with Focus Forward Robin. And we are in Atlanta, Georgia at the Regina Sunshine Global Network. Y'all take care.